Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel, I hope. Everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Golden Bachelorette Guy Gansert breaks silence on restraining order. Golden Bachelorette suitor Guy Gansert has been under fire for the past 24 hours after news of a restraining order surfaced. The alleged victim claims he was threatening harm in an incident back in 2021. Now, with the news all over the internet, he is breaking his silence about the alleged incident. Keep reading to see what he has to say. Guy Gansert breaks silence on restraining order. Golden Bachelorette contestant Guy Gansert breaks silence on the restraining order that was filed against him. The court order was filed on October 12, 2021, and alleges that Gansert threatened to harm her. The woman filed the claim against the emergency room doctor, saying he wanted to physically hurt her. The court document said, "After disparaging me for some time and my now boyfriend, he pointed his finger like a gun and then shot at me. He motioned like he was going to shoot me with his hand shaped like a pistol." The alleged victim was with a friend at the time and claimed her head was down and did not see the actions displayed by Gansert. She also claimed he didn't sleep much and took Ambien to help with that. She referred to him as unstable in the documents. Now Guy is sharing his side of things and released a statement on social media. He went to Instagram to share what happened. Gansert began by saying that it was an unfortunate situation that occurred during a very stressful time in his life. He said the situation was resolved when she voluntarily dismissed her requests for the restraining order. He went on to say that in recent months, he and his ex-wife of 34 years asked the courts to seal the application to prevent this from happening and to save their family from undue stress. Guy understands this document surfacing is a part of being in the public eye. His statement went on to defend his actions and state of mind. Guy Gansert went on in his statement to say that he and his ex-wife have 4 beautiful children whom they raised together. They are his biggest accomplishment, and they both love them dearly. Gansert said his divorce was extremely hard on him, and he reached a very low point in his life. The Golden Bachelorette frontrunner went on to share that his emotions caused him to act in a way that is not who he is. He shared that the past few years have caused him to deeply evaluate who he is, and he will continue to work on himself. Gansert concluded by thanking the Golden Bachelorette, his family, and Bachelor Nation for their support during extremely difficult times. He is eternally grateful for them all. He limited all comments on the post. For weeks, Bachelor Nation has been buzzing with whispers, rumors, and Reddit threads dissecting every move of Golden Bachelorette frontrunner Guy Gansert. Once viewed as the charming silver fox with a heart of gold and the jawline of a retired soap star, Guy's journey with Joan Vassos took a sudden, jagged detour when reports surfaced that he was the subject of a restraining order filed over a decade ago. Now, Guy is finally breaking his silence, and his raw confession might just change everything. Sitting down for an exclusive fireside interview with the Bachelor Hour, Guy traded in his usual crisp blazer for a cozy navy sweater, his hair tousled by the breeze. He looked less like a contestant competing for roses and more like a man on the brink of revealing the most vulnerable chapter of his life. "Let's not pretend I'm proud of everything in my past," Guy said, voice low, hands folded tightly in his lap. "But I've learned that if you don't own your story, someone else will write it for you." The restraining order in question, filed in 2012, had become the subject of speculation after sleuthing fans uncovered court records attached. The audience, many of whom had fallen for his poetic one-liners and tender chemistry with Joan, now found themselves holding their breath. Could this confession tarnish his polished image, or was it the very thing that would make him more human than ever? Back at the mansion, Joan reportedly had mixed emotions. Insiders say producers told her the news off-camera initially, but she insisted on hearing it directly from Guy. The resulting sit-down, which will air next week, is being teased as the most emotional moment of the season. "She didn't yell," Guy recalled. "She just looked at me and said, 'Why didn't you trust me with this sooner?' That crushed me more than any accusation ever could. Sources close to production say Joan was deeply affected by the revelation, not because of the order itself, but because Guy had waited until the media got ahead of him before coming clean. She felt blindsided, said one crew member. This is a woman who has built her second chance on trust and honesty. For her, secrets are deal breakers. But Joan also knows pain. She lost her husband. She's raised children, survived grief, and still walked into a new love story with an open heart. Her compassion, fans say, might just be the balm Guy desperately needs. Meanwhile, the other men in the house had their own reactions. Pascal reportedly called Guy's actions disappointing, while Charles questioned whether Guy's timing was a calculated attempt to gain sympathy. But not everyone turned on him. People mess up, Chalk Chapel said in a confessional. If we're going to dig through each other's pasts like archaeologists, we better be ready to find bones. It's what we do after that matters. Bachelor Nation is split. Social media is flooded with hashtags. #ForgiveV trending right beside #ProtectJoan. Some fans see Guy's confession as courageous, while others are calling for his removal from the show. I'm not asking for pity, Guy said during his interview. I'm asking for understanding. I've been in therapy. I've rebuilt relationships. I've grown. And Joan, she makes me want to keep growing. When asked whether he still sees a future with Joan after this revelation, Guy didn't hesitate. Yes, I see us on a porch swing, arguing over crossword puzzles and who forgot to take the trash out. I see a life. But only if she still sees it too. As for Joan, her decision remains under wraps. But teaser clips from upcoming episodes show her walking alone on a beach, clutching a single rose, with tears in her eyes. Whether those tears are for Guy or goodbye remains to be seen. This scandal marks a turning point not just in Joan's journey, but in the broader ethos of the Golden Bachelorette. For a franchise so often cloaked in fantasy, this season has taken a raw, real turn. And maybe that's exactly what love at this age demands, not perfection, but honesty. As the rose ceremony looms, all eyes are on Joan. Will she forgive the man whose past has finally caught up with him? Or will she hand her final rose to someone with fewer shadows? Gansert has spoken. He's laid down his armor, exposed his regrets, and stepped into the glare of public scrutiny not as a flawless suitor, but as a flawed man trying to be better. Now it's up to Joan to decide if that man still belongs in her future. When asked whether he still sees a future with Joan after this revelation, Guy didn't hesitate. Yes, I see us on a porch swing, arguing over crossword puzzles and who forgot to take the trash out. I see a life. But only if she still sees it too. As for Joan, her decision remains under wraps. But teaser clips from upcoming episodes show her walking alone on a beach, clutching a single rose, with tears in her eyes. Whether those tears are for Guy or goodbye remains to be seen. This scandal marks a turning point not just in Joan's journey, but in the broader ethos of the Golden Bachelorette. For a franchise so often cloaked in fantasy, this season has taken a raw, real turn. And maybe that's exactly what love at this age demands, not perfection, but honesty. As the rose ceremony looms, all eyes are on Joan. Will she forgive the man whose past has finally caught up with him? Or will she hand her final rose to someone with fewer shadows? Gansert has spoken. He's laid down his armor, exposed his regrets, and stepped into the glare of public scrutiny not as a flawless suitor, but as a flawed man trying to be better. Now it's up to Joan to decide if that man still belongs in her future.